Hey, good morning. Well, it's another ride along with Tamara. I just went to the post office. You can see back there in my rearview mirror is my little tiny post office. I just dropped off my orders for today. I had some football cards that I sold. Those contender, Panini contender football cards. And I had 6 boxes. So I had put 4 boxes, I had put 2 boxes on eBay, and I had 2 as a quantity. So I had 4 total boxes. And then I had a couple I actually was keeping to myself to open, and then I have some packs. Well, I cross-posted to Mercari, and thankfully with Mercari, you cannot put more than one quantity of an item. So I actually sold the set of 2 on Mercari, and literally within like 10 minutes I sold the ones on eBay also. Somebody bought both boxes on eBay, so I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I have enough. And this morning I went and I'm like, okay, yeah, I did keep 2. I couldn't remember if I kept 1 or 2 boxes aside for me. So I did keep 2, so thankfully I had enough. Now I don't need to open them because I sold them. See, I bought, each box is $20, so $40. Wow, $42. Little less than $42 because it's $20.98. And I sold them for $58 for a box of 2. So there's not a lot of profit, but they did go first class mail for the 2 of them, so it's not too bad. But so now I'm heading to a thrift store. Actually, I hit a thrift store in Vermont when I did a little trip over there to see some family and pick up some stuff. But this is my first time going to the thrift store in my hometown. I am so excited. They have not been opened until last week, and I was actually out of town last week, so I didn't get a chance to run in. But what's just kind of weird is I'm more excited to look at the, I'm looking for some vases and some bowls to make those mushrooms. I don't know if you guys saw, I think it was on last Monday's show maybe. I can't remember what show it was on, but I showed these vases and some bowls. Actually, I'd gotten a stoneware pie plate, and I'm actually going to make a bird bath out of it. So I'm kind of excited to find those. And I might have some visitors tonight. We're supposed to have company over. We have friends who is in the state police, and he has been working absolutely nonstop since the protesters/riots started in Minnesota. So I just really wanted to have him over for dinner and his family to thank them. I so appreciate what he does and what they all do to keep our area safe. I just feel like they have been on high alert with COVID. They're the first ones to respond when somebody is sick and calls an ambulance. The police show up, and a lot of times the police show up before the ambulance does, so they're the first ones on the scene. And I just feel like they have been in such high alert lately, and then to have the protests and riots be happening, and what I kind of feel like is a war on the police right now, war on law enforcement. And I mean, is there changes that need to be made? Absolutely, there are some changes that need to be made. But the war on the police that I see, I just feel is unjust. It's just not right. And it really, it saddens me to my core. So they're supposed to come over, and they got a couple little kids and little girls. And so today I was like, you know what? Let me hit the thrift store and see if I can possibly find an inexpensive, I just saw a baby deer was dead on the road. You know, last time I drove and did this talking, there was a dead deer. It's just so sad to see the little ones. All right, squirrel. So I am hoping to find some small vases with some little tiny, maybe like a cup or something that the girls can use to turn over and make a little mushroom that they can put. They have a really nice log home with a beautiful front porch, and I'm not sure if they have a garden, like, I know they had a vegetable garden, but I don't know if they have like flower gardens, but even to put on the front porch is just really cute. So I thought it'd be a good project to kind of do with them today. It's supposed to be really hot, and we'll probably be in the pool, but in case we're not in the pool, then it gives them something to do. Or even on the back porch, on the patio, we can do it. So we'll see. They posted something on Facebook Marketplace, this thrift store, and posted a picture of all this glassware that they have, and I am hoping I can score some. Now, this is since I just started this channel this year, and it was before I was out thrifting and stuff with my phone in my hand, I just don't know the comfort level of this place. It's really small, so I don't know if I'll be able to talk or if I'm just gonna videotape and then I'll just do like a voiceover. I kind of said that when I went into Walmart last week, and I ended up just recording and talking at Walmart. So we'll see. We'll see how busy it is. And they don't know that I'm a reseller here. And I know that they sell on eBay themselves, because they've kind of made a comment one time when I was in the store, and I don't know if they are going to, I just don't know. You know how you just don't know how people and places feel about resellers, and some of them are okay with it and others are not okay with it. And I mean, I would think that this place, it's a non-profit, it benefits Humane Society, I would really think that they would embrace resellers, because they're selling items and they're selling it for what they're asking for, and the money is going to go to the pets. So I would think they'd be okay, but we'll find out. What else is going on? So my baby sister, decided that she was going to do Amazon. And I have another sister. I have two younger sisters. And my one sister, Sherry, she's been talking about it for a while. And she works in the medical field. And she actually last year she had like 3 jobs. And so she is looking at getting rid of the other jobs besides her main 9 to 5, I say job, but she works 12-hour shifts, and adding on Amazon. Well, I was talking to my other sister last weekend, and she was seeing the stuff that I had picked up while sourcing out in the Vermont, New Hampshire area, and she said, you know, I think I'm going to jump into the Amazon pool also. So she jumped in, and she's starting to realize that, geez, it's kind of expensive, because I'm telling her all the tools that I use. So I use like with Inventory Lab and Keepa, and I have a scanner and the Dymo printers and all this other stuff. And she's realizing that, you know, it's kind of expensive to get started. So she had told my other sister that it was expensive, and I don't know if she's gonna jump in or not, but you know, it is expensive if you use all the tools that are available to you. And there are a lot of tools, and they are time savers, but work up to them. You don't have to. If you don't have the money, you don't have to get all those tools right from the beginning. As long as you have a smartphone, you got the Amazon app, you can do what you need to do. Does it make it a lot easier having Inventory Lab? Absolutely. If you got the money for it, I say do it. If you are serious about selling on Amazon, you know, do your free first month for free, and hopefully you have some sales, and you can use that to, you know, pay for it for the next month when you have to start paying for it. Do you need a Dymo 450 turbo type of thing like I have? You don't need to, but in the long run, it saves you time and money, because otherwise you'd have to buy the 30 up labels, like address labels, and you'd have to print them on a printer, and you waste a lot of labels. It's time consuming. I like using Inventory Labs and being able to print the labels right off one at a time. It doesn't take any ink with the Dymo. It's a thermo printer, so I really like that. You know, so I think it does help having all those things. Free books today. I'm at the thrift store here. Free books down alley. I don't know. Oh, there's looks like some boxes of books, so I'll have to check them out and see if it's anything that I want to grab. So yeah, so I mean, you don't need all those things, but you know, they're just nice to have. And they've done a lot of painting of the murals through here. Very, very pretty. So, all right, well, I'm going to run in and I'm going to bring you with me. Hopefully we find some good deals for reselling. And this is a very small thrift store. You'll see that. Hopefully you'll see that. Hopefully I don't be asked to turn off my camera. And we'll see. All right, let's see. Let's go. Well, I decided to do a voiceover for this. There were a lot of people in here, and I just didn't really feel comfortable talking while I was recording. So this is the glassware section right when you first walk in. They have a lot of, usually seasonal stuff is set up through here, and I was just kind of doing a quick glance at stuff just to see if there was anything that caught my eye. A lot of patriotic stuff. So this is a fundraiser for the Humane Society, and so they have a lot of dog, or I should say pet stuff. So you'll see, I'll look at that. This looks, I thought it was, it's pretty much homemade. It is a Holland mold. I was looking for my mother. She collects birds, but really the paint job wasn't that good on them. So I decided to leave them behind. I don't know much about glassware, anything that's vintage, antique, so I just kind of passed that by just because I don't know enough, and of course being a breakable, and they're usually heavy, so they cost more to ship. Just checking out the pet stuff to see if there's anything in here. I don't really see anything. There are some vases up above. I'm not sure if I end up showing them, but nothing that I wanted to grab for my mushrooms. Just a lot of cheap knickknacks. This is their electronic section. Again, these are things I usually don't end up grabbing. I don't know much about electronics, and it's really not anything I really want to get involved in. When it comes to eBay, I prefer just to grab stuff that I have knowledge on, and I focus most of my time on Amazon right now anyhow. Hey, let me know if you see something that was on there. Hit the pause button and you can take a look at what's there. And if you see something that I passed by, I am always willing to learn. And maybe I can go back and see if it's there next week. Okay, so here's some more glassware. They had a whole bunch of Kentucky Derby glasses at the top of that. I think I go up to it. There we go. A whole bunch of different Kentucky Derby. I'm not sure if they're worth anything. I didn't look them up. So I was looking at this glass for myself. I ended up grabbing it. Adirondack Pub and Brewery, 50 cents, and it goes with the theme of my house, which is rustic. So I grabbed it for my own collection. So I love this green jug in the back with the rooster on it. I thought I would check that out. There's no markings on the bottom that show a brand or anything. It does come as a set with those glasses for $5. As I look back on it now, I probably should have grabbed that. I think it probably would have been worth picking up and reselling, even without a brand on it. I always like to look at the mugs just in case there's Starbucks or anything else that catches my eyes. And then, of course, salt and pepper shakers. I used to pick these up and sell them, but now I'll only grab them if something just really jumps out at me. So I do want to say that it was extremely hot in this thrift store. It was about it was hitting close to 90 degrees outdoors with very high humidity, and we have to wear a face mask in New York, so I have a face mask on, and it was very warm, no air conditioning. They had some fans going, but they just were not helping. So I went really kind of fast through everything, where normally I would take a little more time, but it was really hot. So the bowl I picked up was a Royal Norfolk brand, and by itself it doesn't really go for anything, but if it would have been in a set, I could have gotten about $20 for it. So you see we have some Amish. I tried not to put them on camera because they don't like to be filmed, but I do live in a Amish community area, and they're in the thrift store shopping. So again, I like to look here just in case there's anything that is Starbucks. I did see that Chicago cup, and I thought, okay, I probably should look at this. It ended up being plastic, no markings. It was just plain old Chicago, so I left it. But I thought I would check to see if it was a specific brand. A lot of appliances. For me personally, I like to look to see if there's espresso machines or if there are any Vitamix blenders. And in this case, there were. So I checked out that chicken. I didn't get me showing it. That's where I was kind of paused for a minute because I was checking out the chicken just to see what if there was a brand or anything. And it was just a generic one, so I left it behind. So there's a channel I watch, which is John Nevermore Antiques, and he sells a lot of silverware. So I thought I would kind of just check out this silverware a little bit to see if there's anything I should grab. It was just knives. I don't know where they. Well, I mean, there was some of those forks, but there wasn't much else, so I left it behind. Here are their blankets. Here I like to look for the San Marco blankets. If you're not familiar with San Marco, then I would go ahead and put that into the eBay search and look at the solds for San Marco. Someday I will find one of those out in the wild. I also used to grab vintage sheets, so especially anything that was Disney, stuff like that. And the value on some of them haven't been there as much as they used to be. I like to look for Pyrex here, and again, anything that just catches my eye. So there was some Tupperware there, and normally I would actually stop and check that out. But again, it was just so hot that I kind of let it go. And plus, the price is a little higher versus if I was at a garage sale. So I like to look at the arts and crafts. There are some, especially if you find like needlepoint Christmas stockings. They sell for a really good price, which you'll see I go through some to see if I can find some of them. So here was sewing machines, and I'll tell you, if this would have been April, I probably would have grabbed these because people were making masks left and right and needed sewing machines. I decided after shipping a really big pool lately that I kind of wanted to take a break from selling and shipping big items. Again, I'm kind of focusing more on Amazon right now, so I'm really just looking to source easy flips and not something that's going to be time consuming. So I checked this out for my mom. She makes homemade doilies, and I was thinking maybe I'd grab that for her, but I think $3 is not too far off from what the retail price is. So see that black and white bag? Just went by it. I don't know if I go back and show it, but I did end up grabbing that. It's a Lululemon, and I'm not sure if it's a grocery or not a grocery, but like a bag they give you after you buy something from the store, or if it was a bag that you could actually purchase. So here are those needlepoint kits. I end up going through these to see if I can find any, especially Christmas. I like to pick up anything that's Christmas related. And I also like baby items because people will buy the baby ones and make them for baby shower gifts. So I grabbed the Barney. I love vintage and thought they might be worth something. So I did look them up. And I will put the price and what they were right here. So as you can see, they weren't really worth anything, so I ended up leaving them behind. So this is their office supply section. You see they have a lot of inks here, so I did take a look at the ink. So that's expired, but expired ink on eBay still sells pretty well. But they wanted $16 for that box, so I left it behind. So their purses were buy one, get one free, which I didn't realize. So I did grab a backpack, which I think I show you. And after I got to the register, I realized it was a BOGO. So I actually ran back and grabbed a Vera Bradley bag. So I guess I didn't show you, but I will show you at the end what I picked up. Again, I went through things really fast because it was so hot in there. At this point, my mask, so I have reading glasses and I have to pull my mask down when I put my reading glasses on because they just fog up. So I pull my mask just to let me allow to breathe through my nose and not fog up my glasses. I couldn't even pull my mask down because it was just so wet from the sweat. I know it's probably gross to think about, but it was just getting so warm in there. Nice hardware section. They always have some stuff for the house. I like to check this section because sometimes you'll find things that are discontinued that people are searching for. So you see, I see this down here, this Mr. Clean. And I was really hoping it was going to be one of those automatic shower cleaners. But I wasn't familiar with this thing, so I figured I would take a look and look it up. There was no price tag on it. So as you could see from that screenshot on that Mr. Clean Auto Dry, some of them were only going for $10 plus shipping, and that was brand new in the box. So I'm taking a look at the sports. Looks like a catcher's glove. And the other ones were really small. I usually try and look for the adult gloves, and these all look like they were children gloves. Those weights were a hot seller during the pandemic. I decided I just didn't want to deal with them. I don't even know. They might still actually be a good thing to grab at $2 a piece. They have a lot of candle stuff. A lot of anniversary, wedding. I did look at this bride and groom because I thought that might be something that could be good to resell for somebody to put on top of their cake. But as you can see, the legs of the groom were, I don't know, stained or something was on it. I decided I just didn't want to deal with it. So they have quite a few music, and I did kind of scan through the CDs a little bit, but again, it was getting so hot, and I couldn't handle it. So I really ended up turning into just kind of videotaping for you guys and not really shopping anymore. Except that I did look for Gone with the Wind just to see if they had that on DVD, and I did not see it on DVD, but they did have it on VHS, but there was no profit in buying a VHS Gone with the Wind. So my son loves anime. I ended up grabbing this for him. After a little bit of research, it looks like it goes with the PS Vita, and I don't know if it is music or what it is, but it's all in Japanese. So I love to look at games. It's actually one of the things I usually go to first, but there was a group of people that was in this section when I walked in, so I didn't go right into this area. And these I like because I can scan them with the barcode. And so I'd never seen the categories edition for the Bible, so I went ahead and looked it up, and as you can see, the retail value of it was only like $8 plus shipping, so it wasn't worth grabbing. Then I saw this Clue game, $3, And I went ahead and looked this one up, and it also was actually something, I shouldn't say also, because it was something that was worth grabbing, so I picked it up. So the color on that cup, the Little Dipper, it just, for some reason, it screamed an old airline company to me, the colors and stuff, so I figured I would check it out, but I don't know, I left it behind. So they had some other Simpsons games that I didn't think, after looking them up, it wasn't worth picking up. There wasn't enough profit in them. I usually don't grab any dolls, but if there was a doll here that looked like a real baby doll, I'm not sure what those are called, but I would have grabbed one of those. So there's some cute stuff in the jewelry case. I usually just kind of glance, something catches my eye. Thought this dog pin was cute. People who own pets love their pets. But I did not like the $4 price tag. That was nice, but it had a little damage at the top of it. I like to look at the plush. She was a Disney baby. I picked up some Disney babies recently, and they haven't sold yet, so I decided to not even look at her and not to look her up and sell her. I like how they had these little on a spinner rack, so I could spin it and take a look at them instead of in a big pile of in a box. Well, remember when we were coming in, I saw a sign that said free books down here, so thought I'd come and see what we got. Well, that was fun. Not really, actually. It was so hot in that thrift store. It is 89 degrees out right now. I did take a picture of my dashboard that said 98. But it's 89. And I remember there's a garage sale down here. So there's not very many garage sales in my area right now, but I do remember reading one in the newspaper. So I'm going to head to that. But so I walked out of that thrift store. And on the way in, do you remember me saying something about free books? Well, I walked down the alley, and it must be, so we are in a college town, and it must be somebody who buys college books back from the students, and they resell them. They had boxes and boxes of books, and I can't remember if I got a video on that or not. But they had quite a few books, so I scanned a few of them. Well, the ones I could reach. They had some way in the back, but it's so hot out. Oh, I see the garage sale sign. And so I scanned some and grabbed a few. Some of them I weren't able to sell, and then the other ones I could see where their profit, well, I should say can't sell on Amazon. Some of them the profit just wasn't there. So I left some behind, but I did grab quite a few of them. And then as I'm walking out, they have a dumpster, and I look in, the dumpster is full of books. So I just got off the phone with my sister, who lives 5 hours from me, and I said, how come you don't live close by? Because you could jump in the dumpster and dig and hand me them. We could scan them and get this all figured out. So I'm just so, I'm so bummed out that I couldn't get those books. Like I did, I reached in and there was one about Black Lives Matter, like the history of the Black Lives Matter, and I grabbed that book. And I grabbed another one, but there was so many of them. But oh well, I'm at the garage sale now, and I'm gonna go and see what I can find at the garage sale. Alrighty, see ya. Well, it's my first garage sale of the season, and the only thing I found was this little plush animal. My daughter has ferrets, and it's not a ferret. I think it's an otter, but it looks a lot like a ferret. So I thought it'd be cute to put into the guest room when she comes to visit. Even though lately she's been bringing her ferrets with her. So we get to have the enjoyment of an entertainment of, I was going to say them, but she only has one left. She's had 3 of them in the last year. Unfortunately, 2 of them have passed away from adrenal disease. They were older ferrets. They've had a great life with her as a mama. So let's see, where were we? So I'm heading home. I'm gonna go over and show you what I bought. And I just wish I would have, if it wasn't so hot. So the other thing is, not only was it hot in that thrift store, and we have to wear a mask. Sorry, just gotta fix my camera here. It's really hot. The sun is beating right on that. I don't know if it'll shut down because it gets too hot, but so we have to wear a mask here in New York still, which is, you know, I don't know, love it or hate it. Our infection rate now is so low. It's one of the lowest in the country, or the lowest in the country. And you know, think about 3 months ago, we had the highest infection rate in the country. So we've done a great job. And I mean, maybe, I don't know if the masks are helping or not, but don't change it if it's not broken. And as I look right now, is the mask must be working because we don't have the virus as much. So, all right. So so in that thrift store, it was so hot with that mask that I couldn't even, like, oh my gosh, I couldn't even think. It's just so warm, and you can't think when you're hot and you're sweating, and literally it was dripping in my eye. I had to keep wiping. So I'm like, oh, I'm not even supposed to be touching my face and my eyes, but I can't help it when I got sweat dripping into them. And my mask was like, you could almost string it out. It was so bad. It was so hot. So there was a couple gentlemen that were in there, in their 20s, and they stunk. They don't use deodorant. They were bad, and it's a small place, as you saw. Like, I was just showing you the shelves, but it's a pretty small place, and they stunk. And every time I'd walk, I would smell them, and it was hot, and plus I was trying to videotape. And you saw there was Amish that were in there. So we have a large community of Amish in our area here in northern New York. And I kind of showed them really quick because Amish don't like to be photographed. So I didn't want to, try show it too much, but I wanted to at least show enough for you to see that they're here. Let's see what else. Oh, so let's talk about eBay and what's going on with eBay. Well, first of all, I'm glad that eBay is doing something about it. I'm glad that it came out because I know that when Devin Wenig Well, all right, so let me start first. If you guys haven't heard, there was all over the news this week that there were some eBay executives who were harassing some bloggers, which I'm pretty sure they're from e-commerce sites, which in the long run backfired on eBay because now they've gotten even more publicity to that newsletter for people who've never even heard of them. So they were harassing them, and the FBI got involved, and I think there was 6 or 8 people that got fired and charged with this crime of cyber stalking and threatening. I mean, just really, really bad stuff that they did to this couple. And so Google it. I don't want to go through everything that they did, but just Google it. So I guess the question is, where do we go from here? And my gosh, hasn't 2020 just been crazy? Like, with everything that's gone on, and like the wildfires in Australia, and then the COVID, and then we have George Floyd and what's happening, the snowball effect of that, and now this with eBay for us resellers and our livelihood. How is this going to impact it? And of course, COVID already impacted it. Some of us really, really good, and some of us not so good, right? If you couldn't get out and source because you were a thrifter and sold used goods, you had to kind of come up with other ways to source your items, and maybe your profit wasn't as great on some items because you had to source differently. And then all this happens. It's just crazy. All right, so where do we go from here? I still believe in eBay. I hope that this investigation weeds out anybody that's been involved, anybody that may still be at the company that was involved, that knew that it was going on. It's almost like George Floyd's, the people that were bystanding, the police officers that were standing there watching what was happening to George Floyd and didn't say anything. If you worked at eBay and you knew this was going on, you knew that these people were harassing these bloggers, and you didn't say something, you didn't step in and do anything about it, then you need to be gone. You need to be gone from the company and not working there, because I don't want you working on my platform. I don't want to be calling and talking to you. You just need to be gone. That if you knew and didn't do anything about it, because that's just horrendous stuff that they did to somebody. So where do we go from here? Well, hopefully eBay takes care of it. Me as a seller, where do I go? Nothing really changes. I mean, I'm gonna keep selling on the platform. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep making money. I'm very thankful. Hold on, I gotta hold your phone because I'm pulling out. All right, so I'm really thankful that I have a platform such as eBay to sell on, that it still gives me the opportunity to go and do things that I love, like, and not just love, but it's fun. Although wait a minute, I gotta add a side note. I'm not sure how fun it was just in that thrift store, because it was hot and it stunk. Ugh. All right, so aside from that, it is normally fun, and I have a really good time. So I would take a sweaty, stinky thrift store any day over going back to work in the corporate world, getting up in the morning and going to work and just sitting at a desk, dealing with having employees. I just really love what I do. I love what I do, and I love the thrill of the hunt. I love that you walk into a thrift store or a garage sale or a clearance aisle and you're not 100% sure of what you're gonna find, and then you're like, there's the item I'm looking for, or oh my gosh. So in the video I saw an old I don't remember the brand, but it's like a car wash dryer or something like that. Well, I was hoping it was one of those automatic shower cleaners, I think it's made by the same brand. I can't even remember what the name of the brand is right now off the top of my head. But I was hoping it was one of them. So I pulled it out and I looked, and in the when I show it, I will go back and I did a screenshot and I'll put that in the video, that it ended up not being worth grabbing to resell. So this is the thing. If I just did eBay full time, I probably would have picked it up. I don't even know how much it was, but it probably would have still, most likely it would have been affordable. There was no price on it, so I would have had to ask. Probably $5. The thing is I'm to the point now that I'm back doing Amazon, that I don't want to just pick up stuff and have to list it on eBay unless it's going to make me some good money, or it's really quick and easy to list. So like that thing, I didn't know if it worked, so is there a way for me to test it? It's multiple components. Does it have all its pieces? I'd have to look that up. It ends up being too much work for maybe a $5, even a $10 profit. It's just not something I really want to take the time to deal with. I would rather take my time and invest it in going RA shopping and grabbing 30 of an item that I can throw into a box and send to Amazon and sell. Honestly, that's where my focus is going to be. I was just really hoping I was going to find some stuff to make those glass mushroom things, but I didn't find anything. So I passed on that. Oh, I didn't show it. Well, I'll show it later. But it was buy one, get one free on their backpacks, purses and stuff. So I had found a backpack, and when I got up to the front, I saw that sign, and I decided to go back because they had another backpack. It was a High Sierra, and they ended up wanting $20 for it. So I left it, and instead I grabbed a Vera Bradley purse that was $6. So I got the purse was, I paid $6 for the purse, and then I got the other backpack that was $5 for free. So I felt like that was a good exchange. They had some other Vera Bradley purses that were $20. The resale value on Vera Bradley has gone down, so I'm not sure why they were asking such a large amount of money for a secondhand purse. Would have liked to have found one for me, though. I've been wearing the crossbody triple zip ones. I really like those. They're great for us women out there, and I guess a man if you want to wear a man bag. I use let me show you what I use. Hold on just one second, because there's a car going by. I'm trying to be a safe driver. So I use this purse right here. It's got 2 zippers, and then on the back side here it has a place to put your phone. And it's crossbody. And I switched over to crossbody because I hated how the purse kept dropping, and I don't like to leave them in the cart unless I seat belted in the cart. I just prefer it in a thrift store. I prefer it across my body. I don't have to use an arm or hand or anything to hold on to it. And my phone is easily accessible from the exterior, and I have the top zipper. It's where I put most of my receipts when I get them. And then I put them in that little pockety thing that I showed the other day on my video. I think it was my video. Mondays maybe? Monday lunch break Monday. So I like that purse, and if you have not tried sourcing it wearing crossbody, I highly encourage it. I know that there's a lot of men wear backpacks, and I think that's a good way too. Of course, fanny packs are always good. They're made a comeback for a while, didn't they? They're not. I don't think fanny packs are as popular as they used to be, though. They kind of came back for a couple years, and I think they're gone again. So, well, I don't really have much else to say. So I think that will be it. I'm almost home. I will do a video and show you guys what I bought, and that will be it. Alrighty. Bye. Alright, here's my haul for the day. Wanted to show you what I got. Let's see. These are the free books that I picked up. Introduction to Genetic Analysis. And then I picked up 3 copies of this Masculinities in Contemporary American Culture. So there's 3 of those. And then I picked up Analogy of the American Short Story. This one is one I grabbed out of the dumpster. The Making of Black Lives Matter. I was thinking it probably would be worth something. Entrepreneurship. Sustainable construction. So I have a nephew who's going to college for construction. And I thought, well, that might be good to grab them. It's free. Race and ethnicity. This is another one that was in the garbage. Particle technology. Got 2 of those. And then this reference guide for building design and construction. Another one I thought I'd give to my nephew if he needed it. This is a big book. So then at the thrift store, I picked up this Simpsons Clue. That was $3. I got this Vera Bradley purse. This was $6, but it was buy one, get one free. And I got this HP backpack for free. Very, very, very nice backpack. Let me see. This for your laptop. Has straps that buckle on the side, padded. Just a very nice backpack. And I also got this bag. This Lululemon bag. I don't know. I'm assuming maybe it's one you get when you go to the grocery store. When you go to their store. But this was $1. I haven't looked it up yet, but we'll see if it's worth anything. And then I grabbed this for my son. He loves anime. Looks like it's probably all in Japanese. But if it's anime music, if it ends up playing music, he will like that because he likes anime music. And then I got this for myself, was this Adirondack Pub and Brewery. I kind of showed this when I first walked into the thrift store. It just goes great with our theme of our house. And then, of course, I got my little otter for my daughter's bedroom. So that was my thrift haul today. Not very much. We'll look up these books and see if they're worth anything. I might go back when it's cooler and look in the dumpster and see if I can find some more stuff because there was a lot left. Well, thanks so much for watching my video and going thrifting with me and listening to me rant in the car. It's a beautiful day here. Got the pool. I think I will change and relax outside by the pool and maybe jump in or dip in to cool myself off from this warm day here in northern New York. So have a good day. Thanks for stopping by. See ya.